Pooh and I would like to say hello, and we are so excited that today is basically Moana Day and Wally Day. It's the day that these guys release. Pua is coming back from out of the vault. I love my Pua. I actually am watching Moana on the television in the living room, which means I'm not really watching it. More or less just like listening to it. So, but if you know Moana, then you know the songs and you know how great the songs are. So I don't have to say any more about that. I wanted to talk today though, as I'm trying to get through my water. I wanted to talk today about end of month systems because it's the 19th of the month. And while that's still, even to me, it sounds kind of early because usually I wait until literally the last week of the month. But I have a big but, that's why I can say but and make it all dramatic, right? Because it's a transition month. And so this is an even bigger end of month. And I know some of you have not gone through a transition month before. And so I thought it was not only timely, but it was just a really great reminder because what is Jacqui's favorite word? Consistency. If we consistently do things, we're creating habits in ourselves, which in turn is in our business. And if we stack habits, meaning if something is working and then we add something else to it, or it becomes a trigger to do something else when I do that, that's what we call habit stacking, which, and one of the most amazing books by James Clear, Atomic Habits, it taught us all about how to create those atomic habits, how to stack habits, and how to really make them part of our everyday things, right? And so with everyday things comes every month things. So as we come to the close of another end of the month, hold on, I'm gonna delete some of these. I'm actually pulling up my Trello board right now. You guys know that one of the systems I use in my business is called Trello. And remember, if you're not familiar with it, I do have a training on it that you can watch later on if you are interested in that. And as always, I always say, use the pay or the free version until you can know more. Okay, do not just start off saying, "Oh, I gotta buy this. Oh, I gotta buy that." There's a lot of free versions for most of the things that a lot of us use in our business, and Trello is one of them. So I could, and I did for quite a long time, use just the free version of Trello. It's only been, well, this past year, so since January, when I was really redoing a lot of my systems and the way I organize things, it wasn't until then that I was like, all right, I need to take my Trello up a notch. And that's when I finally went to like the paid tier. But you do not have to do that. And like I said, I do not recommend doing that until it's something that, again, you've kind of, it's outdone its welcome, right? Like you're like, I've used it as much as I can. I need something more. Then you go to the paid version. So for me though, Trello, it just is a visual way, and you'll see, I'll repost the video or link it here when this goes on YouTube, but it really is more of a visual thing. I am a visual learner. If something is visually appealing or organized, things like that, like I will tend to do it, and I will tend to stick to it too. So for me, that's why Trello just, it clicks. It really just has. And not to say that it will for everybody, because I mean, I tried Trello years ago in my business and I really gave it a good shot, and it didn't click at that time. For whatever reason, it's clicking now. So, you know, again, so I say do a self audit, see what's working, what's not working in your business, and that will help you when it's coming to figure out you know, what you need to do, what you need to change. All right, so I wanted to talk about end of month systems. I know everybody, when they hear that word systems, they're like, ugh, systems. Really, systems are just a list of habits that you do for a specific activity. Okay, so like when you have a sale, when someone buys from you, what are the things that you do? Do you text them with a thank you? Do you send them an email? Do you give them a call? Do you use Project Broadcast or another program like that to like send a message? What do you do when someone orders? And then what do you do after that? Do you ever follow up with them? I'm hoping that you guys are in the majority of saying yes. Those of you who are newer, you're going to learn that follow-up is going to make a huge difference in your business. It just is. I learned that quite frankly the hard way. I learned it just because I realized, where were all my customers going? Like, I think I'm giving them really good service. Like, why aren't they coming back? It was because I wasn't following up, and I wasn't doing it consistently, and I wasn't being timely with it. And so when I did start to become more timely, when I was making sure that I was doing it on a consistent basis, that's when those repeat customers started coming back and coming back. So again, I learned the hard way so that way I can share with you my mistakes, right? I tell my kids the same way. I did everything backwards so that way you would learn how not to do it. So so systems, like I said, it is just the steps or the habits or the things that you do every single time XYZ happens. So again, for example, when someone orders, when someone joins your team, when someone promotes, when you promote, when you're wanting to do something more in your business, right? What are the things that you do? For me, I am a learner. I love to learn. So every Monday is my personal development day, and I really try and spend time for me. And a lot of that is done with either, I try to make it a good habit of watching at least one YouTube video, if not two, if I've got time, depending on the week, of just a training that either I missed, so I'm going back and I'm watching it, that, you know, I didn't catch it when it was originally done, or I am looking for a specific topic. Maybe I'm working on something in my business, or I want to get better at this. That's when I'm going to those videos. You know, Trello was one of those that when I was like, okay, I think it's time for me to take my Trello to the next level, I went on YouTube and I found a Trello YouTube training. It wasn't even a Scentsy consultant YouTube training, right? It was just a straight up Trello training. And I was like, okay, I can use these things, and that's how I can use it in my business. So whether it is learning a program or doing something like that, that's a really great way to pour into yourself. Another great way, I'm looking over here because I've got my stack of books that I'm currently working through. I am a reader as well. I am actually getting ready, and this was a big pill for me to swallow. I'm getting ready to start this book. It's 75 Hard, and maybe you've heard of it, maybe you've seen people post about it. The majority that I had seen posting about it, it was more in the lines of like fitness. And I mean, I'm not really the fitness gal, okay? It's not what I'm known for. So for me, I was like, no, thank you. I'm going to pass on that. But when it was really explained to me, Tracy, our superstar director, when she explained it to me, it really is more of, yes, there is some fitness in there, but it's really more about changing your mindset. And I was like, okay, all right, that I can get on board with. I'm there. So officially starting this one tomorrow. So I'm doing it with a group of other leaders, and we are going to, it's supposed to be a really short read. So let's, you know, hopefully I can get through this one pretty quick. But it's definitely not one that I would recommend to start out with. If you are looking to get started, I would definitely recommend Atomic Habits by James Clear. Another one that I would recommend is being a Be a Direct Selling Superstar by, who is it that does that one? Oh my gosh. I can't see it from way over there. Mary Christensen. I wanted to say Mel Robbins, and I knew that wasn't right. Come on, Pua. We're talking to people today. All right, so Be a Direct Selling Superstar by Mary Christensen. You can get these off of Amazon. All right, so if you're a reader, this is a really, really great one. And in fact, what I really thought was cool is on the back, one of the, you know how they give you like a, you know, somebody, you know, comes on very famous and says, oh, you should totally get this book. On the back of our book, or this book, not ours, on this book, it's actually Heidi and Orville, the owners of Scentsy. And it says, rarely does a book provide insight into both the rich tradition and the bright future of direct selling. Mary nailed it. Every person interested in entrepreneurial sales success should read this book. Right there on the back of the book, right there at the top, Heidi and Orville. So that just tells you, and you see I've got pages marked. Look, these are like really old flyers too. May of 2021. All right, so I was creating a realistic roadmap. Yep, that's where I was. I had that marked out. July of 2021. 2021 must have been when I was going back through this book. Walk the Talk. Great chapters. Great chapters. This whole book, though, is absolutely fantastic. Like I said, you can get it fairly inexpensive on Amazon. I do not remember exactly the price because it's been a minute since I bought it, but it is fantastic. It in and of itself, I know is a very easy, quick read, but give yourself, you know, take some time, pick a day. Oh, thank you, Kimber, for putting the link. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. You know, give yourself, like I said, every Monday for me is personal development. So maybe that's, you know, scheduling one day a week where you're like, I'm going to focus on me. And maybe it is reading a book. Maybe books aren't your thing. That's okay, right? But maybe it's watching a video. Maybe it's listening to a podcast. There's even motivational, you can get on like TikTok and listen to motivational things on TikTok. There's so many ways that you can pour into yourself. So don't limit yourself and look for ways that you can really build yourself first. Because I will tell you, working as an entrepreneur, as in direct sales, whatever you want to really call it, right? In this world that we're in, it's very easy to kind of find yourself on an island or feel like you're just, oh, I'm doing this all by myself. Let me tell you right now, you are not alone. All of us have felt the things that you are feeling or will feel or have felt in the past, right? We've all gone through those journeys. So we've all been there, and I will tell you that yes, sometimes it can feel that way. When it does feel that way, that's when you reach out, okay? You reach out to, you know, here in this group specifically, right? There are so many people in here that would be more than happy to say, hey, you know, can we buddy up and you know, work together and, you know, share things back and forth that we're working on. Find those accountability partners or those buddies that you can just kind of talk to, people that you connect with, and that will help you build that sense of community. I'm also going to remind you, of course, because, you know, every Tuesday I'm here, and I know I'm a little late. It was release day. It was launch day on a Tuesday, which was weird, but you know, so threw me off of my game by about 20 minutes today, but I am always here on Tuesdays. Also every Tuesday morning, Scentsy Corporate does their all consultant training call. I did miss that one this morning because of specifically pre-order day. It was getting all of that together and talking with some customers. But I am going to go back and watch that training because I know it's about sponsoring and I'm super excited. I know there's always things I can learn. So I'm going to get on that and rewatch that. Those are every Tuesday at, 11 Central. But you can sign up for those by going to the training center and then going to training events. And then that's where you can sign up, or you can go back and you can see previous ones. I had the honor to do last week's all consultant training call, and we talked all about parties and how to do different parties. So that was a really great thing for me to have the honor to be able to do. But there's always great trainings coming out of Scentsy. On Thursdays, there is Thursday night shift, which if you know me, that is always where you will find me. I will make sure that I post that link again for you here in this group. I'm not going to post it on the YouTube simply because it's not my link to share. So for those of you who will be watching on YouTube, you can go to the Monthly Movement Facebook group page, and they live stream from the Zoom directly into there. So you don't even have to log into Zoom. You can just get on Facebook in the Monthly Movement on Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Central and find your time zone. And then you can watch it streamed directly there. But it is a phenomenal training of six, seven different SSDs who are of the same mindset that I am, which is why I connect so well with these group of women, because they are all about what we're doing in our business and how can we share that with others. You guys know that is my mission. And so I connected with them so long ago, and it's become a habit. Every Thursday night, that's where you'll find me, is watching Thursday Night Shift. And then on Sundays, for those of us in this group specifically, and in the Scented Bliss family, we do have every Sunday evening, we do a happy hour. Now, those aren't recorded because it's basically just like a get together. It's it's a different topic each week, but it's not really a structured training per se. It's more of a, hey, let's get on, let's talk about some things that are going on in our business, and let's share some ideas or ask questions, things like that. So it's more of an open forum. But I will make sure to also get that link shared in here if you guys are not on the Scented Bliss page. And of course, if you'd like to join the Scented Bliss page, if you are, if I am your STAR director, or Lisa Sanderson is your director, then, you already have access to that. You are welcome to join that group. And that's where we do those. So lots of different ways to connect, right? And really have those connections. Don't feel like you don't have those, because you do. And of course, we throw different ones in sometimes throughout the month. It's been a while. We need to do a new consultant training. That's on my agenda to tell Tracy tonight. We need to get that scheduled. So I don't know. Usually one of the either directors or STAR directors, we usually will run that. But it's a really good one that we like to try and repeat every so often. But there's other trainings too. So don't miss out on those. Always feel free to reach out. I totally got myself off topic though, didn't I? I was like, oh, I got to tell you about all the opportunities. But let's get back to the topic. All right. Hello. Welcome back. We've now circled around to systems. All right. Systems or habits. Okay. So end of month systems. Like I said, it is a little early to be talking about the end of the month, because like I said, I normally do my end of month systems that very last week of the month. It's just the 19th. We still have plenty of month left, but because it's a transition month, there's a lot going on. Transition month really just means it is the last month. I was looking over there. They are now here because I was using them yesterday. It is the last month for our current catalog, which is spring and summer 2021. We are getting ready to move into fall and winter 2021. Oh my God, 2022. Can we just completely rewind? I mean, come on now. I probably should have had an iced coffee today. It's 2022. All right, so we're leaving this one behind, the 2022 spring and summer catalog, and we're moving into fall and winter 2022. Jeez Louise. You'd think I'd get it together by now. So that is what transition month means. So we've got discontinued scents, we've got discontinued warmers, we've got discontinued products. One of the main, we're losing a whole product line, and that is the travel tens. The travel tens are going away because we now have this really cool new item called the Travel Twist. And I'll talk about that later on, but I don't want to get myself off topic here. But that's why we have these systems, right? So on my Trello board, I do have these systems laid out, systems that I do. And I have my first of the month system. I have a monthly system, which is kind of like throws in things that just don't normally fall at the first, middle, or end. And so it's there. So first of the month system, mid-month system, end of month system, and just a straight out monthly system. So I'm going to walk you through my end of month system. So first and foremost, at the end of every month, literally I wait till the end of the month for this. So sometimes this is all happening on like the first day of the new month. I'm going through that checklist. But for me specifically, I have a team and I have a group, right? So I like to do those monthly month-end shout outs, right? So I do them for the group and then I do them for my team specifically. What's the difference between group and team? Group is myself and Lisa Sanderson and everyone under her because she is my director. So that encompasses all of her team and my team all together. All right. So one big group. My team is anybody who doesn't have Lisa Sanderson as a director or Emma Roloff. So if they are not your directors, you are on my team. That means there's not a director between me and you. Okay? So that's the difference between team and group. My group is bigger. Obviously, it encompasses more people, right? My team is smaller than my group. But I like to make sure that I am reaching out to both. It's just the way that I am. But so one of the things is I will do those shout outs for the group and for the team. Then I will run I run a group report, I run a team report, I run those out of my workstation. I will then also run a promotion report. So it's another report that I have created in my workstation. You can create reports and save them. That is a training for lead and above because that means you at least have one team member under you. I do have that training available and we'll be redoing that training next month. So be watching for that. Fun things coming for the leadership group. So I run that promotion report, and what that does is that tells me who promoted throughout that month, right? And so I can give some kudos and shout outs. I usually I have my top 6 sales collage. So I do like the top 6 in sales. I create that little graphic. I will post that in the groups because I like to shout out in the groups. And then for those of you who do accept posts on your page, I know not everybody does on their Facebook, and that's quite all right. But if you do, I will usually go to your page and I will do that post on your page as well because I want to shout you out to everybody. Then I have Prep Team Happy Mail. I love my Happy Mail. And then I have End of the Month Push. And so that is for everybody who has either 0 PRV all the way up to 199. Jacqui, why did you pick 199? That's because if you have 200 PRV in 1 month, that is what we call active status, okay? Everybody is still a consultant, but active status, look at it this way. You are actively working your business. And the way that Scentsy defines that is 200 PRV in 1 month. So that is active and above. So I do an email the last week of the month, and I will probably do it actually today because it's transition month. And I will be sending that out. So anybody who falls within those parameters, I am sending that out just to remind, hey, you're not yet active. It's important to get active because that is going to put you in a position to, 1, actively work your business. That means that you are at least getting sales, you're plugging yourself into the resources, you are doing all those things, right? And if you are wanting to start getting paid at title, if you are a lead or above, well, active is going to be your very first goal every month, but hitting 500 PRV in a month is how you actually get paid at title. That's one of the main pieces. But getting active every month is one of those things that you have to start, again, building those habits. And once you get that habit, so I'm going to bring in the habit stacking from James Clear. Once you get into the habit of getting 200 every single month, that's when you're going to say, okay, I've hit 200. Now I'm going to go for my 500. And you're just going to get yourself in that habit, because as you promote to lead and above, that is where you want to be every single month. Yay, Kimber just got done doing 34 packages of Happy Mail. Oh, yes, yes. It is so much fun. I absolutely love my Happy Mail. I love doing it. It's a passion project is what I like to call it. And then I have run a group report, and I'm looking for people who are paid at title. So again, it's pulling those people out for their accomplishments. So I'm looking at, if you're a leader above, did you get paid at title, and doing those. So that's really my system for end of month in particular, right? So that's really focused on, at the end of the month, these are the things that I do. It kind of bleeds into my first of the month systems, but that's for a different day, right? Another thing that I will mention is things that I do throughout the month that really help me stay on task and stay consistent is, for one, okay, I'm pulling up my list here. All right, batching all of my things. So batching my things is really, for my Scentsy Club subscribers, I actually send them out what I call a swag bag, and it's a Happy Mail package, right? So I like to actually batch those up. You can go to your workstation under orders, and you can see exactly how many Scentsy subscriptions are running each month. So I know at the beginning of the month exactly how many are going to be going out. So that's when I can look and see. And then instead of trying to make them up as I go, I found that that was really just, I was spending a lot of time that I didn't really necessarily need to spend, that I could work smarter, not harder, by just prepping everything I needed and like hitting all of those and getting them all just boom, 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 done. And then all I have to do is I write a little personal note, stick it in there, and then print out my postage, get it out into the mail. And so it really made that system a lot easier. So batching your work. So like Kimber was talking about doing her packages. So getting tuckered out doing those. Yes, I totally agree. You will. And I did. I found myself continuously feeling like my wheels were spinning all the time. Like, what do I put in here? What do I do? And so if I batch it, then I'm able to just kind of knock it out in one day, and then I'm done for the whole month. Another thing that I like to do when it comes to batching is also batching that thank you Happy Mail when someone orders. So for those, they go out in a 1 stamp envelope, okay? So I'm being very responsible when it comes to my business budget. So that thank you mail when someone orders from me, that's usually when I am putting in a Scentsy Club flyer, I am putting in my thank you, and sometimes it might be a scent circle, sometimes it's samples from a collection. Like we've got the Island Wax collection that's getting ready to launch. So you know, depending on what's going on, depends on what goes on in my thank you mail. And then it's just a printout that I've done, that I've created in Canva, that goes in the envelope as well. Again, it all mails for 1 postage stamp, 1 stamp to get it out the mail. Now, you can do it even a little bit easier as well. And I'll share 2 examples of what I use. And these are postcards. So if you guys are not familiar, the post office, the U.S. Post Office, right? We have 2 different stamps. Well, actually more than 2, but we're going to talk about 2 today. We've got like our forever stamp, okay? That's your regular stamp when you're mailing a letter, okay? Then you also have postcard stamps, and they are cheaper. I want to say 49 cents. I want to say they're like 49 cents each. I could be wrong. I usually just go to the kiosk and buy like a book of them at a time, or 2 books. It depends on what I'm doing. So postcards are really even more inexpensive way to not only just say thank you, but to reach out to those customers, do your follow-ups, right? So these I got from the Scentsy Consultant store. And if you have recently joined, I believe that they include postcards in your starter kit. I know there's some postcards listed in there. I just can't remember exactly which ones they are. But these are ones that I purchased through the consultant store, which you can find on your workstation. They come in like a pack of 50 or 100, I don't know. And you'll see there's little areas for the bars, right? So what that is for taking like, we have our rub and sniff stickers, right? So it's taking one of these and just, you know, filling it in, right? And so on these, I like to just take 3 scents that either I'm loving or right now that are new, right? And I'm just sticking those on. And then on the back, Scentsy already has it already prepped for us. So right over here, I can write my little note and I can say, you know, thank you so much for your order. Every order that is placed helps me and my family, and I appreciate you, you know, whatever it says. Enjoy these, sniff out these 3 new scents that are coming August 1st. Like that's what I've been saying lately. And then you've got a place to write your address, right? Who you're writing it to, and then your postage stamp just goes right there. These things don't need an envelope, right? They just go right out as is, just like a postcard if you were like, you know, somewhere fancy in the Bahamas or something, and you're like, I'm going to send a postcard home. It's never happened for me, but maybe it will, who knows. I also had created, and I created these quite a while ago, but I just did them on, it might have been Canva. I created this, but I don't think it was. I think it was my, it used to be called Over. Now it's GoDaddy Studios, and I just use that one. But there's a lot of different, you know, editing apps out there. Photify is one. PicMonkey. There's a whole bunch. Anyway, so take your choice. Pick your poison. Where you want to, you know, start creating and start learning. If you want to learn, again, you know, use that day that you're going to do into personal development and bone up on those skills, okay? So I just created this image. You can see it's just me, and it's just, you know, I was just doing a random pose one day, right? So I just took out the background around me. I added confetti because, hi, I'm Jacqui, and I'm the confetti queen, self-confessed. And then what I did is I just put on the front, I put, need this in your life? It's 10% off this month. Enjoy your whiff of the scent of the month. And that's what the front of my postcard looks like, right? And so what I do with that is the scent of the month every month. I haven't gotten mine yet, but when I do, I will be taking the one of the stickers and just bloop. I try and place it so it looks like it's in my hand. You see what I was trying to accomplish. You guys can probably do much better. But that's what I was trying to accomplish. So it looked like I was like holding it every month, right? So I just kind of put it there. Sometimes it's over here. It doesn't really matter. And then on the back of this one, because I printed it or had it printed through Vistaprint, I just put my QR code to my website. It just says scan me. Then it says ready to shop. And then it says Jacqui Duran, Scentsy Star Director. And then it's my, my Instagram handle, because that's where I spend the majority of my time is Instagram. So I want to pull my people to my Instagram, right? But you could, of course, put your VIP page here. You could put your YouTube. You could put your TikTok, you know, whatever it is that you want people to go to. If you have a link tree or anything like that that you want to add in there, you could do that. Or put your QR code to those things, however you want to do it. But the concept still kind of remains the same. But I also leave just a little bit of space down here at the bottom so I can kind of personalize it. And I'll just write just a very short, as you can see, I don't have a whole lot of room there to write, but just a very short little, you know, I'll either write their name or whatever it is. And then on the other side, it gives me room to address it. And then my postage or my postcard stamp will just go there in the corner. So those are just some ways that you can do mail outs or happy mail, right? Without breaking the bank. So for a long time, that's all I did was postcards for a long time. It wasn't until I got further on into my business that I actually started doing like real happy mail. And that was because I didn't have the extra money in my business budget. So for me, when it comes to shipping and all of that, I actually am pulling that out of my commission. So as Heidi and Orville specifically have always taught us, don't spend family money on Scentsy, right? So I try not to pull money out of my personal or our family account and use it in my Scentsy business unless I absolutely have to, right? So I will try and pull back a portion or a percentage, right, of my commission. And then I just usually will leave it on the pay card, or I'll put it on like my PayPal or what. Anyway, you get the point, right? I've pulled it out. I've set it aside from my commission. And that's the money that I've designated for. This is money for shipping and for mailing postage this month, right? That's what I've got to work with. So what am I sending out? Now, of course, right now with me where I am in my business, this doesn't have to be you yet, right? But where I am is I have the ability to make sure that I have enough in that budget to send out Happy Mail to my Scentsy Club subscribers so they can get their swag bags. So I have to focus and really make sure that I'm pulling that piece in. But if you're just sending out, you know, one stamp mail, then you want to make sure that you've got enough to buy, you know, a book or two of stamps, depending on how much mail you plan on sending out that month. If you're going to do postcards, right? How many are you going to need? And looking to see how much are those? How much is it going to cost me to do that? If you're doing like the bigger Happy Mail packs, which this isn't, this is like a party pack, but the same kind of thing will apply, right? Like I use these holographic bags, and I dress them up, put different things in them, and then that's how my Happy Mail goes out. Now, I use Pirate Ship to do all of my shipping, okay? Pirate Ship is a free service. Jacqui loves those four-letter words, free, okay? Free service that actually will give you a discount on your shipping. So it actually uses USPS, the US Postal Service. It also utilizes and it pulls from UPS as well. But it will tell you, so all you have to do is, the only things that you need when it comes to Pirate Ship to ship something out is a ruler. It's school supply season, people. Get out there and get your office supplies while they're on sale, okay? Get yourself a ruler. But that way you know the dimensions of your bag, right? So I know this one, I believe it's 8 by 10. Yep, 8 by 10. So when I go into Pirate Ship, I need to be able to put in my person's address that I'm mailing it to. I put in their email because they also get an email that generates that says you got Happy Mail on the way or whatever I've designated it. And then you put in the dimensions of your package. And then you just need like one of these little letter scales. This is just a kitchen scale. Got it off of Amazon. Okay. You can get these pretty much anywhere. You can get them at Walmart. You can get them at Target. You can get them on Amazon. You can, I don't know, local stores, whatever. But it's just a regular scale because really all you're trying to measure is ounces. Okay. Now, if you're going to do like a big box, you're going to need a bigger scale, right? Like the Jaws movie. You're going to need a bigger boat. You're going to need a bigger scale if you're going to be shipping boxes. But if you're just shipping packages, then you just need a kitchen scale or a postage scale. And you're going to be measuring in ounces. And all you do is, you know, you put it on there and it digitally tells me how much it is. And then you plug those two things into Pirate Ship. And then it says, okay, it's going to cost you, I'm guessing here, $3.48 to mail that package. And then you can put money into your into your Pirate Ship account on the app. And then, or on the computer, if you're on desktop, you just go to their website and you can put that in. It will then charge you the postage, and then you literally print out the label. Now, if you're fancy, then you have a thermal printer that will automatically print those mailing labels. I am not yet that fancy, so I still do it old school. I print it on regular paper, regular printing paper, and then I cut it out, and then I take my clear packing tape, and I tape it to the back of my envelope. And so That's where the postage goes. To seal the top, yes, these are zipper sealed, but I don't send them out all whimsy like this, right? Okay, you can do one of two things. I do, and it's over there. I've got a little handheld heat sealer, so you can just heat seal the top. Sometimes I do the heat sealing. Most times, though, I'll be completely honest, I just take my clear packing tape and I tape over the top of the package. I haven't had any issues with anyone messing with my mail. Remember, it is a federal offense to mess with mail, and by using Pirate Ship, it's automatically giving me a tracking number, so I can track it to make sure that it got to where it needed to be. And if it didn't get to where it needed to be, then I can then file a claim with the post office. So that's one of the questions that I get asked a lot. Do people mess with your packages because they can see what's inside them? No, I have never had that happen, and I've been doing this for at least, sending out mail like this for at least 4 or 5 years now. Never had an issue. I've had some returns because maybe I got the address wrong or they had moved or whatever, and then I have to resend them out. But that's really the only thing that I've had come up. Yes, and price of postage did go up recently. I tell you, this world is just getting more expensive, right? So if this is not a perfect example to be talking to people about the opportunity of Scentsy, of having the ability to have extra income, hashtag income disclosure, right? Having that extra income, I don't know if there has ever been a better time than now, right? Between gas prices, between food prices, postage is going up, right? So all kinds of things are increasing. And so don't forget, we still have a join special this month, okay? It's only $49. It's literally 50% off US prices. $49 to join Scentsy this month, and they get the full size starter kit, and they get the spring, summer, and they get the fall, winter business supplies in there. So they're getting the best of both worlds. It's what we will reference as like an enhanced kit or something like that, right? So they're getting extra things in there, which is really, really great. So that is kind of how I do mail outs. And again, I batch those. So like I've already got my envelopes already ready to go over there. I do use Avery, and I do a mail merge so I can print my mailing labels on just the, no, they're over there. I just print on address labels right here on my home printer, but I print those labels out, so all I have to do is just stick the labels on. Sometimes if I'm feeling really creative, I will hand write the name, and I'll do some, because I like to do hand lettering, so I will dress it up a little bit on the outside of the envelope. But for the majority of my monthly mail that goes out, specifically like scent of the month samples, things like that, it is already prepped and ready to go. So it's in envelopes. All it needs me to do is now put a stamp on it, and it goes right out to the mailbox. So again, batching those things are going to save you some time throughout the month. Let's see here. What else do we got? Okay. Things that will help apply. Your workstation newsletter, I do have that in my monthly systems. Remember, that is something that Scentsy sends out for us. We don't have to really do anything, but we do have the opportunity to personalize it. Now, personalizing that newsletter is a fantastic idea. I do have a video on exactly how to do that, and I do that every single month because that is my opportunity to share any personal specials that I'm running, to give them an update. I always like to throw in a little bit about what me and my family are doing this month, right? Building those connections and relationships. And I personalize that newsletter before it goes out the door. So I will bump that video up and put that below here, and I will link it in the YouTube as well. So you can know when to get that out, but that goes out once a month. I do now this is more team members, but I do send out an email, even though Scentsy does. If somebody is up for cancellation, or if they're going to lose their downline, I do send out an email at the beginning of the month for those. Where is it? Okay, promotion emails. I run the report checking for Scentsy Club subscriptions. And I do check-ins with team members. So that's kind of just the monthly systems that I do. But end of the month really is about kind of closing out the month, right? Closing out this month, getting ready for a new one. And I also like to throw in there, and I should probably make it like officially part of my system, but I call it my self-audit, where I actually go and I sit down. Again, I do this on one of the days that I have designated for this, but every day gets a theme in my world. It's how I keep track of things. But I will sit down and I will look to see, okay, how well did I do this past month, right? Were my sales where they needed to be? How was my sponsoring? Did I have anybody that I sponsored? Did I have anybody who reinstated with me? I kind of will run the gamut to see, you know, what was I doing? Was I not getting my follow-ups done, right? Okay, well, I already know that needs to be something I need to focus on for next month, right? Because here's the thing, at the end of the day, we are not in competition with other Scentsy consultants. We are only in competition with ourselves. So all I try and do every single month is beat Jacqui last month, right? So going into August, I'm going to be sitting here looking at all of my July and saying, okay, what worked? Did I do Facebook parties or online parties? And how did those go? Do I need to tweak them? Do I need to try something new? Do I need to look for a new way to do a party, right? How did my Scentsy Club subscriptions do? Did I get any new ones, right? Was I marketing it enough? Did I mention it enough? How did my VIP group look? Was my engagement there, right? All of those things is part of my self-audit. And then that way I can set myself up and set my goals for the upcoming month. So I'll know going into August, okay, these are the main things that I want to work on. And so it does take, you know, maybe an hour or two to sit down and just kind of go through that list. As you're growing that list, it might take a little less time. Sorry, I got distracted by the computer. It might take a little less time, but as your team grows, as your business grows, right, you want to make sure that you have the time for those things. So putting those systems in place, creating habits and being consistent in them is what is going to get you to that promotion, to get you to that goal. Okay. Now it's all about doing them every single day, every single week, every single month, right? You see the train moving, okay? You want to be on that train, because it's the moments when you pull back from your business, when you don't think anything is working. One of the things that I talked about a lot, and I don't think I've talked about it a lot lately, is everything that you're doing now are the things that you're going to see coming to fruition in the next 90 days, in the upcoming 90 days. So those people that I'm having conversations with now about joining, they may or may not join now. I mean, now we've got a join special, or if I've got a host kit available, right, anything like that, maybe they'll join. But those conversations I'm having, it may not really click with them right away. They may not say yes right away. But after the next month and after the next month, they might be like, oh, wow, I see all this stuff that Scentsy's doing. Maybe now is the time, right? And things may change in their life too. So when you're having those follow-up conversations, the same thing, right? You're reminding them, hopefully, every time you're talking to a customer, you're reminding them and telling them about Scentsy Club. The more you talk about it, the more you are planting those seeds, right? They may not sign up for Scentsy Club today, but that doesn't mean that next month or the month after that they won't, right? This month specifically, right, I am really making sure that all of my customers know. I even did a live and went live on my personal page. And I was like, I would be a bad consultant if I did not tell you that there are scents that are going away. And if you want to keep them, we have a feature called Always Get My Bar. And that's Scentsy Club, right? And so I went through those perks of Scentsy Club. It's just reminding them, and it's telling them and telling them and telling them, because not everyone is going to see that one post you do. So that's why for me personally, I try and work it into at least 3 times a week or more. I am talking about Scentsy Club. I'm either posting about it, I'm sharing what I love with my own Scentsy club, or, you know, whatever it is, I'm doing those things and I'm making sure that that's getting out there. So hopefully that kind of gives you an idea of, or a peek behind the curtain of how I do my system specifically for end of month as we are getting ready to roll into it. Some things that you can start working on if you don't have these systems yet. Maybe there's pieces of mine that you can take away from this. And like I said, I would highly encourage each and every one of you to find time. And I know a lot of you work full-time jobs outside. Scentsy is not your main focus, right? So I lived that life for a long time, right? Long time. And I will tell you, I still had a theme to every day. And that's how I still made sure that I was consistent in my business. Because when you're consistent, it's not if the promotion will happen or if the business will grow. It's a matter of when it's going to happen. Because that's what consistency does, is it sets us up for success. And so by doing these things, by figuring out what's working for you and what's not working for you, those are the things that are going to get you far in this business and help you succeed. So think about that. Take some time, like I said, even if it's an hour, 30 minutes, I don't care. Take some time, write it down on a piece of paper, type it up, do a Trello board, I don't know, whatever your thing is to do, right? And figure out, what do I want to do? What day do I want to be my follow-up day? What day is the day I'm going to do personal development and maybe watch a training or watch something that I've missed or check up in the workstation and read through all those news articles or look in the training center there, right? You need to make time for you and your business if you want this to be successful. This business does not grow itself overnight. It's not like Stranger Things, okay? It doesn't grow on its own. You have to get in there and you have to water your business. You have to be putting things into your business to help it grow. So with all that being said, get ready to roll into, as we are getting into this last piece of July, get ready to finalize everything. Make sure you are telling your customers about all the things we've got going. Up to 20% off, because that is the discontinued items. They are 20% off. Almost the rest of the catalog, except licensed products, pretty much are 10% off, right? So you're wanting to make sure that you're getting that out. Make sure you're talking about that join special. It is literally 50% off to join this month. And that this is also the last month of the spring summer catalog. So you have all those ways and all those reasons to reach out to customers. So make sure you're doing it and then take time to set yourself up for success. So I love you all. Have a great end of July. Let's push towards those goals. We want to hit those goals. And I know that you can do this. Okay, so if you have questions, feel free to post them in the group. I'll be more than happy to answer those for you. And until we talk again, bye.